Hello. I'm so happy to be with you today, all you beautiful people. And we are going to talk about falling. So, I had this idea about life when I was younger that if I really worked on myself, then everything in my life would get super easy. Hey, Brenda, glad you're here. That I would no longer have any challenges. Like I would work through something and then everything would be like sunshine and rainbows and violin music and just be really smooth and easy. But the thing about this life is that it brings us challenges. That's what we're here for, is to face the challenges. It's like I kind of look at like this place like we're getting not just one doctorate degree, we're getting multiple, maybe 5 doctorate degrees in our lifetime, maybe more, because we're really here to figure out how to live, right? And a lot of what we're taught is the opposite of what is true, and we have to do a lot of unlearning to learn to be here. And the challenges don't stop. They keep coming. They're like our learning ground. They just keep coming and they keep coming. Hey, Sandra, glad you're here. And we are here to face them and to learn what that challenge is attempting to teach us. So as I began to realize this, I knew that I had to practice learning to fall, because life will unexpectedly push you down. It just does. It's kind of like, oh, Brenda, you're a good example. Like you're just walking along and boom, you're flat on your face on the ground, right? Because something trips us up, and life is like that. And I've learned that if I practice falling practically for those times when I'm going to trip over a sidewalk curb or something like that, but also as I practice falling just to deal with life's challenges that flow along, I stay more in balance. I'm less apt to trip over and fall splat on my face or cut my knee open. And life does trip me up. And the road just the other day tripped me up. And I fell in a hole not too long ago. So it happens to all of us. So best that we learn how to fall. So I want to talk about that today. Of course, I'll answer any questions that you have. But let's actually work with this. So if you're watching, you can join me, or if you're watching later, join me. And I'm just going to move this down so I can see the floor over here. And I'm going to come over here. So to practice falling, we have to practice balancing. Yes. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing is that we get safe. Like we stand by a wall, or I might even take my chair over near me in case I want to like hang on to it, whatever. And then once I'm safe, and I know I can just reach out to hang on to something to keep me safe, I can start to practice my balancing. Now, balancing always starts with our feet, our standing pose. Our feet are inner hip width apart. Now I push into the outer edges of my heels and look that I have arches. I can lift and spread my toes and then just set wide spread toes down to the earth. I don't cling and grip on with my toes. Then my tail goes straight down. It's a root, it goes down. We do have a bit of a curve, but a lot of us have this exaggerated lift of our sacrums and tails. I know I do, and when I don't practice and when I don't think about it, the tail goes down. In fact, I kind of sit back into it. Then my ribs snap in and down to get core to work. Then I roll my inner arms out and I squeeze my scapula together back behind me. And then my head and neck is just loose and free. So that's how we start. And that's how we should start every day. Just practice our balancing. Then when we go out there, practice our standing. Then when we go out there, we'll have better balance. whether we're walking, standing, shuffling along, running, whatever we're doing. Now, I'm here. Hopefully you're standing in your standing pose as well. All I'm going to do is just start to take weight onto my left foot. Now we can do this any way. You can just lift your leg up or just keep your toes on the ground, put your heel to the inside. So I'm standing into my left leg, but putting my right heel to the inside of my left. It's right above my ankle, my left inner leg. And then I can see if I can balance here. And again, I have my chair, I have my wall if I need to catch that as I fall. And then I just start to move up and I notice. And then I start to watch myself and I kind of let myself fall, just hanging on to things if that starts to happen. So I start to learn what I do as I fall, because we all do a little bit different things. For me, it's like I take a big step and then I start flapping my wings and then I get both feet underneath me. And I know that about myself. So when I start to fall, I can really begin to catch myself. And I get more and more used to it when I practice it, so that when I go out there and fall, I'm less likely to lose my balance and actually even fall at all. So if you're here, you can just bring your heel all the way up. We're doing a tree pose, and you can just see what happens there. Now the thing is that everything happens in your feet. Falling happens because we are uprooted. So I want you to focus on your foot that's standing down into the ground. This side is my left side, and I want to push my energy down, like really like push my energy from my whole body down into my foot. And as soon as I start to fall, that's what I do too. I push my energy down so that it catches me, boom, and I can get my balance back right away. So if you've been attempting to balance on that left leg, if you did your left or your right, if you did your right, you're gonna switch sides. And then you balance on, this time I'm on my right foot and leg. And again, I just pause for a moment and just feel what's happening. Maybe bring that heel to the, it's my left heel to the inside of my right ankle. And then I just can move up and I just notice, and maybe I can come all the way up. And I notice what's happening to my standing foot. I want to grip with my toes really bad, so I'm having to lift mine here, and you might have to too, because we don't want to grip the toes with the into the earth, because that hurts ankles and knees. We don't want to do that. And you just notice, and then catch yourself as you fall on your wall or your chair, or just really begin to just let yourself come out and see what you do. Push that energy down and take your balance back. Yeah, and so you can practice it as much as you like and much as you need to. And even while you're standing here, push that energy down into your feet so that you keep your balance. Good. So I'll answer any questions or just see if you guys have anything to say. So glad you're here. Thanks for the shout out, said Brenda. Yeah, sorry, I told on you, right? But it's, Brenda, you're not alone. I mean, we do fall. Like, I just fell not too long ago because I fell into a hole and I just like splatted onto the earth. But the thing was, is that as I was watching myself fall, I knew kind of a little bit about it because I practiced it. And I was really able to keep myself as safe as possible. Although one leg was in a hole and that made it a little extra difficult, but I did come out of that without injuries, and I really feel like it's because I practice falling. Now, the other piece that I want to talk about is that as we practice falling, just keeping our balance and keeping our feet grounded and noticing what we do when we do fall and getting our feet right back under us as quickly as possible. This practicing falling is going to help us as life's challenges come and push us over too. Because as we physically begin to practice balancing, we emotionally and spiritually shift too, and we're going to be able to shift our emotions and our soul and glide along with life's challenges versus being knocked over continuously over and over again. So in this week's Ageless Movement Practices on agelessmovemore.com, we've got a practice, a whole practice dedicated to opening the feet and then coming into balance and watching how you fall, so that as you do this, you practice falling and you'll get good at it, so good at it that you'll be able to keep your balance as things come along, as that sidewalk crack trips you over, or life's challenge. I just am in one right now. My dad is visiting and he has pneumonia, and I could get pushed over. I could have not done my practice yesterday. I could have just got all caught up in his challenge and lost my own balance, but I didn't, because I know what I have to do to keep my balance, and I do those things. I eat plants and I get on my mat every day, and then I'm able to keep my balance. And even though we were going to the emergency room first thing in the morning, I stopped and did my practice while he got dressed, and I did so much better because of it. And then while I was waiting, he got x-rays and stuff while I was waiting, I did some more of my practice so that I didn't go out there without being filled up with the energy that keeps me in balance and releasing out the stuff that I no longer need, because every day we need to be releasing and then taking in the new energy. Yeah, let me see. Sandra, after falling a few times, I'm afraid of falling now. Really need to work on balance. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, we can get afraid to fall after a few falling challenges, right? After a few trip ups. The thing is that's when it's so important to do this practice, to practice falling, to create safety as you do it. And then the more that you get in balance, because you will, like, if I was afraid of falling, I would practice it every day until I wasn't afraid of falling. I would practice my balance every day, watch how I kind of fall out a little bit with some safety until I was no longer afraid of falling. And it will happen, because it's happened for me. All right. Hey, Jennifer Faye, so glad you're here. All right. Well, do this week's practice. Practice your balance, practice your falling, and notice what happens. And give any feedback that you have in the Ageless Movement Practices Facebook page. I want to hear from you. Mwah. Love you all. Bye.